What really happened on that icy mountainside in 1959? Imagine a group of 9 seasoned hikers setting out for an adventure, only to end up dead under the most bizarre and terrifying circumstances. This is the Dyatlov Pass Incident, one of the most haunting mysteries of the 20th century. Was it an avalanche? A secret Soviet experiment? Or something even stranger? Let's dive deep into this unsolved mystery that continues to baffle experts and fuel wild theories to this day. In January 1959, 10 hikers from the Ural Polytechnical Institute in Sverdlovsk, Soviet Russia, set out on a trek through the Ural Mountains. Led by Igor Dyatlov, the group consisted of experienced hikers in their 20s, all eager to conquer the harsh terrain. Their goal was Mount Otorten, a remote peak whose name ominously translates to "don't go there" in the local Monsey language. Before reaching their destination, one hiker, Yuri Yudin, fell ill and had to turn back. This decision saved his life. The remaining 9 pressed on, unaware that they were heading toward disaster. When the group failed to return as planned, search parties were sent out. What they found was a scene straight out of a nightmare. The hiker's tent was discovered on the slopes of coldest, meaning dead mountain. The tent had been slashed open from the inside, as if the hikers had desperately fled into the freezing night. But why? What were they running from? Scattered footprints led away from the tent, some barefoot, others in socks or single shoes. The searchers soon found the bodies, and each discovery raised more questions than answers. The first 2 bodies were found near the edge of a forest, dressed only in underwear. Nearby, searchers found remnants of a small fire, as if the pair had tried to stay warm. 3 more bodies were discovered between the forest and the tent, positioned as if they were trying to return to their shelter. The remaining 4 hikers weren't found until months later, buried under several feet of snow in a ravine. These bodies had even stranger injuries. 1 had a fractured skull, 2 had severe chest trauma comparable to a car crash, and 1 was missing her tongue and eyes. Yet, there were no external wounds or signs of struggle. What could cause such specific and gruesome injuries? Now, this is where things get really weird. Over the decades, countless theories have tried to explain what happened that fateful night. Let's explore some of the most bizarre and compelling ones. One of the most common explanations is an avalanche. The hikers may have panicked and fled when they heard the rumble of snow, only to succumb to the freezing temperatures. However, experts argue that the slope's angle and lack of significant snow buildup make this unlikely. Also, why were the injuries so specific and severe? Some scientists suggest that infrasound, low-frequency sound waves caused by wind, may have triggered feelings of panic and disorientation in the hikers. This could explain their erratic behavior, but it doesn't account for the physical injuries. During the Cold War, the Soviet government was known for conducting secret experiments. Some believe the group stumbled upon a military test involving parachute mines, which could explain the forceful injuries and strange orange skin discoloration observed on the bodies. Was the government covering up the truth? For the conspiracy lovers, the glowing orbs reported in the sky around the time of the incident add fuel to the UFO theory. Did extraterrestrials have a hand in the hikers' deaths? It sounds far-fetched, but this theory persists. Believe it or not, some people think the hikers were victims of a yeti, a large, ape-like creature said to roam snowy regions. This theory gained traction thanks to a photo taken by the hikers that some claim shows a shadowy figure lurking in the background. Could something supernatural have been at play? The eerie setting, combined with the mysterious injuries and missing tongue, has led some to speculate about ghosts or curses tied to the mountain's ominous name. Some of the hikers' clothes tested positive for radiation, sparking theories of nuclear testing in the area. The group's cameras were recovered, showing images of their journey. One photo, in particular, depicts blurry lights in the sky, which some link to UFOs or military activity. The tent was set up on an exposed slope rather than in the shelter of the forest. Did they make this decision to avoid something lurking in the woods? The Soviet investigation concluded that the hikers died due to an unknown compelling force. But what does that even mean? The case was quickly closed and files were classified, fueling suspicions of a cover-up. Decades later, in 2019, a new investigation reopened the case, leaning heavily on the avalanche theory. However, many remain unconvinced. The Dyatlov Pass incident is more than just a mystery. It's a cultural phenomenon. Books, documentaries, and podcasts continue to dissect every detail of the case. The area has even become a tourist destination for thrill seekers and mystery enthusiasts. What makes this case so enduring is its layers of mystery. Each piece of evidence seems to contradict the last, leaving us with more questions than answers. Was it a natural disaster, a military experiment, or something beyond our understanding? The truth remains as elusive as ever. The Dyatlov Pass incident is more than a mystery. It's a reflection of our deepest fears and unanswered questions. How could 9 experienced hikers, prepared for the harshest conditions, meet such a bizarre and terrifying fate? Their injuries defy simple explanation. The slashed tent, the missing tongue, the radiation on their clothing. It's as if every detail of the case was designed to confuse and disturb us. What makes this case even more haunting is the location itself. Coldest, or Dead Mountain. The mountain's ominous name now feels like a cruel foreshadowing of what happened there. Was it a tragic accident, a government cover-up, or something even more inexplicable? The fact that we still don't know, over 6 decades later, is what keeps this story alive in our imaginations. Some say the Dyatlov Pass incident reveals humanity's vulnerability in the face of nature's power. Others argue it exposes the dark secrets that governments will go to great lengths to hide. And then there are those who believe the truth is far stranger than anything we can comprehend. Could it be that what happened on that icy slope was not meant for human understanding? Even today, new theories emerge. Scientists, conspiracy theorists, and adventurers continue to analyze the evidence, hoping to solve the puzzle. But every new explanation seems to add more questions. Why were the hikers so terrified that they fled into the freezing night? Why were some of them barefoot? And how could their injuries, so brutal yet so specific, be caused without leaving external wounds? This is why the Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most compelling unsolved mysteries in history. It's not just about what happened that night. It's about the questions it forces us to ask. What are the limits of human knowledge? How much of the world remains hidden from us, just out of reach? Ultimately, the Dyatlov Pass incident is a story of fear, survival, and the unknown. It's a reminder that even in an age of science and technology, there are still mysteries that defy logic. It's about the hikers who ventured into the wilderness, seeking adventure, and found something they couldn't have imagined, something that cost them their lives. As we reflect on this chilling case, one thing is clear. The Dyatlov Pass incident is not just a mystery frozen in time. It's a mirror that forces us to confront our fascination with the unknown and our fear of what lies just beyond the edge of understanding. And maybe, just maybe, that's why it will never truly be solved.